the perennial crops, then the cost of cultivation of the fodder crop is decreasing, and we are getting the higher profit from the dairy animal. Fodder is a cheap source of nutrient supplies and concentrate feed and need to give more emphasis so as to make the dairy industry economically viable. We know that in India, limited land, 8.6 million hectares is available for fodder cultivation, and our country may face the shortage of both green as well as dry fodder by about 61.1 and 21.95% respectively, as per the report of Indian Grassland Fodder Institute, Jhansi. So, among all the perennial crop, hybrid Napier grass may be a boon for dairy industry on account of supply of adequate green fodder of high nutritional value with round-the-year availability and minimum expenses on repeated fodder cultivation. So once you transplanting the hybrid Napier crop, it remains in the field for 2 to 3 years. And you can take the multi-cut. You can take 6 to 7 cut in a year. So you can supply green fodder throughout the year. So you know that hybrid Napier grass, there are different hybrids like APBN1, Coimbatore 3, Coimbatore 5, and recently the Thailand hybrid is super. So the hybrid Napier can be transplanted at the spacing of 50 by 50 or 100 centimeter by 100 centimeter in a fertile land. You can also grow the Guinea grass is also multi-cut, and it grown under the tree plantation because it loves shade condition. So I told that hybrid Napier first cutting will be taken after 50 to 60 days after planting, and the subsequent cutting at 45 to 50 days interval. It contains more oxalic acid content in its earlier stage, so never take cutting earlier at 25 to 30 days interval. Otherwise, health problem in cattle will be arise. The green forage yield is 250 to 300 ton per hectare in 6 to 7 cutting in 1 year, and thereafter 2 to 3 years, green forage yield is 200 to 250 ton per hectare per year. So, you know that hybrid Napier is a cereal crop, but you know that animal also require the legume crops, so we can grow the hedge lucerne in between 2 lines of the hybrid Napier. But at that time, we have to give the wider spacing. We have to plant it at wider spacing 1.5 to 2 meter between two rows or 2 lines, so that we can grow the hedge lucerne. Or you can grow the lucerne crop also in between 2 lines in Rabi season, and in Kharif season you can grow also cowpea fodder crops. If farmer want to planting hybrid Napier alone, sole crop, they grow savory or subabul on the boundary of the field. So propagation by rooted slip or stem cutting. So you can see here it is a rooted slip and here is stem cutting. So you can propagate it. Then it is APBN 1. It is tested at Anand Agriculture University. Then it is Super Napier, I told that. It is available at NADB Farm, Anand. Then hybrid Napier grass, Coimbatore 3. You see the growth. Hybrid Napier grass, Coimbatore 5. And I told that intercropping of hedge lucerne is advantageous in hybrid Napier. So here, when you harvest the hybrid Napier along with the hedge lucerne, then you are getting the nutritious food, cereal as well as legumes. So the animal health will be increased and you are getting the higher milk production. So I told that Super Hybrid Napier is the best hybrid, and it has the fastest growth of 10 feet in 59 days, month to month. It is a high base nutrition value, 16 to 80% protein. It can be grown in weather it is a drought resistant and can be grown and kind of location respective wet and dry season. The only need is the soil rich in organic matter, because you know that it is elephant grass, so require more nutrient from the soil. So the soil should be organic, high in organic matter or rich in organic matter. It is preferably suitable for Indian subcontinent Easy storage, this has water-soluble carbohydrate 18, which means no need to add additive to store this plant. So in Thailand, it is known as King of Napier. Then lucerne. You know that lucerne, also known as alfalfa or rajka in northern India, it is rich in protein and it is considered as queen of fodder crop. Lucerne can also be grown for 2 to 3 years and it is highly nutritious, and when you feed to the animal, you are getting higher milk production. I have worked at Main Forest Station, Anand, for 25 years, and we have released GL1 and GL2 varieties for the farming communities of the Gujarat as well as India. And the lucerne GL1 or Anand 2 gives 6 to 7 cutting, and it produced 50 to 70 metric ton of green fodder. Lucerne is sown early by line sowing at 25 centimeter apart using 10 kg seed rate per hectare during second week of November. So we can grow the lucerne crop in the winter season and the second week of November by using 10 kg seed rate. And here you can see the lucerne variety GL1, that is Anand 2. Then my friend Alamdar Seed Private Limited is located at Anjar, Kacheria, and he developed two varieties of the lucerne, Alamdar 51 and Alamdar 1. So Alamdar 51 is a perennial one and it is a free from Cuscuta seed. So it is a photo of the lucerne perennial Alamdar 51, sorry. So it is a seed of the lucerne 51. So you can see here the uniform lucerne Alamdar 51 seed production plot of Alamdar Seed Private Limited at Nagalpur in Kacheria. It is a Anjar Taluka. So I have conducted this experiment at improvement of forage quality through nutrient management. So when you are applying the more potassium, then the growth of the lucerne is also increasing and mortality is less. So here you can see that it is recommended dose to the lucerne crop, phosphorus 50 kg and potassium 50 kg. But when you are applying the phosphorus 50 kg and potassium 300 kg per hectare, then the plant population has been increasing and there will be mortality is less. Similarly, improvement of forage quality through nutrient management in sorghum crop also, we can improve the forage quality. So we have conducted this experiment for 3 years for 2 cuts, and the variety was Sweet Sudan grass 59-3, and we have sown in Kharif season and we have harvested 2 cuts, and we have made recommendation that we should have to apply 40 kg phosphorus and 20 kg sulfur. Then we are obtained the maximum forage yield total return and better quality, that is crude protein and digestible dry matter. This level also remarkably reduced the cyanide content in hydrocyanic acid in leaf and shoot of forage sorghum. The lowest NDF content, neutral detergent fiber content, was also found with 40 kg phosphorus to Sweet Sudan grass. So you have to remember that when you cut earlier for a sorghum, 25-30 days, and you feed to the animal, then there will be chances to die or there will be the health of the animal is deteriorated. So we should have to harvest the forage sorghum at 50 to 60 days after sowing, and subsequent cut also 45 to 50 days. So if you would harvest earlier, then there will be, I told that it contains high cyanide content or hydrocyanic acid, and when the animal consumes this powder, then there will be chance of the death of the animal. So we have to take precaution measure. Then multi-cut forage perennial sorghum CU Coimbatore fodder sorghum 29. So that variety has been released by Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, and you can see the seed size of the COFS 29, very small size, and 5 to 7.5 kg seed is sufficient for sowing 1 hectare of land. It is a multi-cut, it remained for 2 years, and you can see the growth. It is a thin stem, So the digestibility and palatability of that variety is higher as compared to the other thick variety. So multi-cut for a sorghum COFS 29, I told that it is released, developed by Tamil Nadu Agriculture Seed Coimbatore. Seed rate, I told that it is a 5 to 7.5 kg seed is sufficient for 1 hectare land, that is 2.5 acre land. So the special feature of sorghum COFS 29 is a multi-cut. It remains for 2 years and you can harvest 5 to 6 cut in a year. So you can take 10 to 12 cut in a 2 years. Plant are 220 to 250 centimeter tall with 2.5 to 3 centimeter stem girth. Profuse tillering 10 to 15 per plant. More number of leaves 80 to 150, 105. Highly palatable. I told that when the leafy portion is greater in the fodder plant, then it is highly palatable to the animals, because you know that more the leaf, the more the nutrient value. So I told that average green fodder is 170 ton per hectare, 34.5 ton diameter, and seed is 5 quintal per hectare. So it is in 1 year. So multi-cut oat. So you know that we have conducted a trial at Anand Main Forest Station, Anand Agriculture University, Anand, and the multi-cut varieties Kent or GHO 822 you can grow, and on the basis of the research for 3 years we have recommended to the farmers. The farmers are advised to grow oat Kent or GSO 822 with the application of 80 kg nitrogen per hectare for getting higher green and dry matter yield as well as full protein. Nitrogen should be applied in 3 split 50% and as basal and 25% each after 30 days of sowing and after first cut. There should be 2 cutting, first cut at 50 days after sowing and the second cut at 50% flowering stage. We don't apply excessive nitrogen in oat crop, otherwise there will be nitrate poisonous in a oat crop. So don't apply the nitrogen fertilizer beyond the recommendation. So you can apply 80 kg nitrogen per hectare for single cut as well as multi-cut. The production in single cut or multi-cut, we are getting the similar, but here the advantage is that when you are taking 2 cut, farmer have obtained fodder in 2 installments, so they can supply green forage for a longer period. When you are taking only 1 cut, then you are getting the supply the green fodder to the forages to the animal for a shorter period. So we have to take the 2 cuts, and it is proved by the experimentally it is advantageous. And you know that in a winter season, the growth of the sorghum as well as hybrid Napier is lower in India due to cold condition. At that time, you can grow the oat or you can grow the maize crop. Both are better growth in winter season, means in cold time also. So here you can see that maize crop. So maize crop can be grown in monsoon, rainy season, Rabi and summer season. So the African tall maize is a famous variety for fodder crops, and you can see the production is greater, and we have made the recommendation that farmers of Middle Gujarat